So, let's talk about something that happens to a lot of folks. It's a common experience, yet it can feel so unique and personal when it happens to you. One day, everything is normal. You're just living your life, going through the motions. The next day, boom! Someone is suddenly paying you a whole lot of attention. It's unexpected and catches you off guard. Maybe it's a coworker, an acquaintance, or even someone you barely know. It could be anyone from your social circle or even a stranger. They're texting more, calling, wanting to see you all the time. It's like you've suddenly become the center of their universe. It can make your head spin, can't it? The sudden shift in attention can be overwhelming and confusing. You start asking yourself, what in the world is going on here? Why me? Why now? These are important questions. You need answers to make sense of it all. This sudden flood of attention can feel like a mixed bag. It's a roller coaster of emotions. On one hand, hey, who doesn't like to feel noticed? It's flattering and can make you feel special. It can give your ego a little boost. You feel more confident and appreciated. You might think, wow, maybe this is the start of something good. It feels like a positive change, but then there's that other feeling, isn't there? The nagging doubt that something might be off, that little voice in the back of your head. It whispers that something feels a bit off. It's hard to ignore. It whispers that something feels a bit off. Maybe it's too much, too soon. Maybe it's too much, too soon. The intensity can be unsettling. Maybe it just doesn't feel quite right. You can't put your finger on it, but something's amiss. You gotta listen to that voice. It's your intuition trying to tell you something important. We're going to get to the bottom of this today. Together, we'll uncover the truth behind this sudden attention. Sometimes the reasons are perfectly fine, even good. It's just a matter of understanding the context. But other times, and this is the part you really need to hear, the reasons are not so good. And that's when you need to be cautious. Now, I don't want to paint everything with a dark brush. Sometimes, when a fella suddenly shows a lot of interest, it's exactly what it looks like on the surface. He might genuinely like you. He might have been admiring you from afar for a while. Maybe he was just too shy or too nervous to make a move before. It takes courage to put yourself out there, you know? So, he finally worked up the nerve, and now he's making his interest known. This can be a good thing. Circumstances change, people change. Maybe he was going through something in his own life. Perhaps he was focused on his career or dealing with a personal issue. Now things have settled down for him. He's in a better place. He's emotionally available. He's ready for a connection, maybe even a relationship. And you're the person he's chosen to focus that positive energy on. This kind of sudden interest often feels different. It feels more respectful, less pressured. From a psychological standpoint, you could call this readiness theory in action. Alright, let's flip the coin. We've talked about the good. Now we gotta talk about the not so good. Because let me tell you, not all sudden intense attention comes from a healthy place. Sometimes it's a big flashing warning sign. You need to be aware of these darker motivations. It's not about being cynical. It's about being smart and protecting yourself. Some people have agendas, and you don't want to be a pawn in their game. One common reason for sudden over-the-top interest is plain old loneliness or even desperation. He might be feeling a void in his life and he's looking for someone, anyone, to fill it. You just happen to be in the right place at the right time. So this intense focus, it might not really be about you and your wonderful qualities, it might be about his unmet needs. That's a heavy burden to place on a new connection, and it's not fair to you. Then there's the rebound effect. This one is classic. He just got out of a relationship, maybe a bad breakup. You absolutely have to become a keen observer in your own life. Think of yourself as a detective looking for clues. When someone's attention suddenly becomes overwhelming, you need to put on your critical thinking hat. Don't just get swept away by flattering words or grand gestures. What are the specific behaviors you're seeing? Are they adding up to something that makes you uncomfortable? These are the red flags we're talking about, and you can't afford to ignore them. One of the biggest red flags is something called love bombing. This is when someone bombards you with excessive affection, compliments, gifts, and promises for the future. All very early on. It feels like a whirlwind romance, like you're living in a movie. But here's the kicker, it's often a manipulation technique. They're trying to make you dependent on them, to get you emotionally invested very quickly, before you see their true colors. It's designed to disarm you. Section 5. Too fast, too furious, the dangers of rushed intimacy. When a relationship, or even just the attention, feels like it's moving at the speed of light, you need to hit the brakes. Seriously. If things are progressing from hello to, I can't live without you in a matter of days or weeks, that's not normal, that's not healthy. It's a major indicator that something is fundamentally wrong. Genuine connections take time to build. They require a foundation of trust and mutual understanding which cannot be rushed. One of the classic signs of this too fast, too furious approach is when he starts pushing for commitment incredibly quickly. He might be talking about exclusivity, moving in together, marriage, or having kids after only a few dates. Or even before you've met in person if it's online. This isn't a sign that he's the one and just knows it. More often it's a sign of desperation, immaturity, or a manipulative tactic to lock you down before you realize what's happening. Section 6. Real deal or raw deal, spotting sincere connection. So, you're getting all this attention. How do you figure out if it's the real deal, a genuine connection starting to bloom, or if you're getting a raw deal, something unhealthy and potentially dangerous? It can be confusing, especially when someone is saying all the right things. But there are ways to tell. You need to look beyond the words and focus on the actions, the consistency, and how the whole thing makes you deep down. Genuine interest, the kind that leads to healthy relationships, almost always respects your pace and your space. It unfolds naturally over time. There's a sense of ease, not pressure. He's interested in getting to know the real you, flaws and all, not some idealized version. He listens to you. He remembers things you say. He's happy for you to have your own friends and interests. It feels like a partnership, even in the early stages, not a takeover. On the flip side, unhealthy obsession or manipulative interest feels suffocating. It's demanding. Section 7. Trust your gut. Your inner voice knows. I've said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again. You have to learn to trust your gut. That little feeling in the pit of your stomach, that inner voice that whispers, something's not right here. That's your intuition. It's your built-in early warning system. And let me tell you, it's usually a pretty darn accurate system. Don't you dare ignore it, even if you can't logically explain why you feel a certain way. Your subconscious mind is a powerful thing. Often when you get that off feeling about someone's sudden and intense interest, it's because your brain is picking up on tiny, almost invisible cues. Maybe it's a flicker in their eyes, a slight inconsistency in their story, or a way they pressure you that's just a little too smooth. These are things your conscious mind might dismiss, especially if you're trying to be polite or give someone the benefit of the doubt. But your gut knows. Section 8. Taking control. How to handle unwanted attention. Alright, so you've listened to your gut, you've recognized the red flags, and you've decided this sudden, intense attention is not healthy or welcome. It's important to trust your instincts in these situations. What's next? You don't just sit there and hope it goes away. Ignoring the problem often makes it worse. That's not how life works. You need to take action to protect yourself. You have to take control of the situation. This means being assertive and clear about your boundaries. You have to be proactive. Plan your response and be ready to act on it. This is about your boundaries, your peace of mind, and your safety. Your well-being is paramount. It's time to draw a line in the sand, clearly and firmly. Make sure there's no room for misunderstanding. The first step is direct communication. Address the issue head-on. You need to tell this person in no uncertain terms that their level of attention is too much or is unwanted. Be specific about what behavior is problematic. Be clear, be firm, and be unambiguous. Your message should leave no room for doubt. You don't need to be nasty, but you do need to be direct. Maintain your composure while being assertive. Say something like, I appreciate your interest, but the amount of contact is overwhelming for me, and I need you to reduce it. Be honest about your feelings. Or if it's more serious, I am not interested in this level of attention, and I need you to stop contacting me. Make it clear that the behavior must change. If you've communicated your boundaries, and the behavior continues or, heaven forbid, escalates, you need to start documenting everything. Keep a detailed record of all interactions. Section 9. Your life, your rules. Prioritizing safety and self-care. So let's bring this all home. When it comes right down to it, this is your life we're talking about. It's about your well-being, your emotional health, and your fundamental right to feel safe and respected. That sudden intense interest from someone can throw you for a loop, no doubt about it. It can be flattering, confusing, or downright scary, but you are not powerless in this situation, not by a long shot. You now have a better understanding of why someone might suddenly fixate on you. both the good reasons and the troubling ones. You're armed with knowledge about the red flags to watch out for, things like love bombing, excessive contact, and early possessiveness. You know that genuine connection feels different from unhealthy obsession. It's about respect, not control. It's about comfort, not pressure. This awareness is your first line of defense. Self-care isn't just bubble baths and spa days, folks. A huge part of self-care is setting and enforcing boundaries. It's about protecting your emotional and physical space. It's about saying no when something doesn't feel right and not feeling guilty about it. Remember, your peace of mind is invaluable, and you have every right to safeguard it. So take a deep breath, trust your instincts, and prioritize your safety and self-care above all else.